Messages from your local stations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the starting lineups as the Wichita State Shockers meet the Bradley Braves in the Missouri Valley Game of the Week. Starting at the forwards for Wichita State, a 6'2 sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina, number 11, Cedric Coleman. For Bradley, a 6'8 sophomore from Nowata, Oklahoma, number 24, Donald Powell. At the other forward, the Shockers look to a 6'7 junior from New York City, New York, number 44, Gus Santos. The Braves call on a 6'7 sophomore from Havana, Illinois, number 34, Trevor Trimpe. At center for the visitors, a 6'9 sophomore from Titograd, Yugoslavia, number 45, Sasha Radunovic. For the home forces, a 6'8 senior, Chicago, Illinois, number 3, Mike Williams. At the guards, Wichita State starts a 6'5 freshman out of Columbia, South Carolina, number 22, Dwight Pralo. Bradley begins with a 6'3 sophomore from Chicago, Illinois, number 33, Hersey Hawkins. At the other guard, for the Shockers, a 6'5 junior out of Mount Vernon, New York, number 3, Lou Hill. And for the Braves, a 5'11 senior from Niles, Illinois, number 15, Jim Lesh. The coaches, in his 8th season at Wichita State, Gene Smithson. In his 8th year at Bradley, Dick Versace. We'll be back with the opening tip. This is the Missouri Valley Basketball Network.
It's time to think about life insurance, and State Farm is there.
Wayne Larrabee with Basketball Times editor Larry Donald, and we are in Peoria, Illinois. And this place has been hopping. We've been here for a couple of days. Saw the game Thursday night, Larry, and the emotion in this city for this basketball team is really impressive.
Well, they have a lot to be excited about. It's been a great season for Bradley. They can set the all-time winning streak today, and they've had a lot of fun, and that usually goes along with seasons like that.
Tom O'Neill and Paul Castor are the officials. O'Neill has the basketball at center court. Radunovic and Williams on the tap, and the Shockers control. That's the fine freshman guard, Dwight Pralo. Lou Hill sets it up now for Wichita State. Radunovic has it taken away on the pass by Hersey Hawkins. Hawkins plays the back line in a 1-3-1 zone defense, and he is very effective. Great quickness from end to end. Jimmy Les on the drive, dumps it back to Mike Williams in impressive fashion, and Bradley reloads the offense to Trimpe. Here's Les at the top of the circle.
One thing they're going to try to do is deny Les the ball. They got to keep it out of his hands because he's what makes Bradley go.
Massive Mike Williams had 20 second-half points in the win over Drake the other night. And inside, Donald Powell is tied up by Cedric Coleman to the first foul of the ball game.
Donald Powell is, in my opinion, Wayne, the guy who really can elevate Bradley to the next level. He's the guy that can make them a Final 8 or Final 16 or maybe even a Final 4 team.
Les inside to Williams on Radunovic with the turn. Sasha Radunovic, the rebound from Titograd, Yugoslavia. Here's Dwight Pralo. Cedric Coleman out on the wing. Bradley will pack in that zone, Larry. They want Wichita to shoot from the perimeter because the strength of Wichita is Santos and Radunovic down low. Pralo from the outside.
Well, that's what they're going to try to do. If they're going to lose this basketball game, they're going to make Wichita State beat them from the outside. Again, I think the key to the whole game is how well Wichita State can contain Mr. Les.
Trevor Trimpe. There's Hersey Hawkins, number 33. Now Jimmy Les has the open pop. Yes. So we're tied in the early going, nearly a minute and a half into this first half of play. And some debris on the floor, as you can see. That's toilet paper, streamers, if you will. There's Gene Smithson on the Wichita State bench. He has really turned his ball club around.
Well, it was a tough go. He's had a lot of new people, and he was experimenting early. He had some injuries and a few other things, and it was just a matter of time, and they're a pretty good basketball team right now.
Lou Hill, 6'5" guard, sets it up. He's one of the keys to Wichita State. Bradley packing in that zone. Again, it looks to be that 1-3-1. From the outside, Hill over the zone. Coleman on the tap. Williams clears the board. The outlet to Les. To Powell ahead of the field, who slams it home off the glass.
Well, that's your textbook fast break, and that's what Les does, and that's why, in my opinion, there's no player in this league that's more valuable to his team than Jim Les.
Wichita State assembles quickly, now slows it down. Radunovic at the baseline. Hill inside Santos, and we've got a foul before the shot. Tom O'Neill with the call. Foul coming up, I believe, against Mike Williams.
Looked like he reached around, Wayne. Sort of an automatic in basketball. When you play a little defense with your hands and start reaching, that's when you get the foul.
First foul of the ball game of the Bradley Braves. Lou Hill sets it up now for Wichita State. That's Radunovic, number 45.
They're giving him the engraved invitation from outside.
Cedric Coleman back to Prelo. Santos down low in traffic with the turn. The block by Powell, and they're going to score the field goal. Goaltending on Donald Powell. He explodes on the defensive end.
No question about it, and I think that Coach Versace has got to be pretty happy. This young man has come to play today. Did not have a good game Thursday night, and when he plays well, Bradley's awful tough.
Watch Jimmy Les off the mark. Powell has the rebound for a moment. It's loose on the floor, and somebody stepped on the baseline, and it'll belong to the Bradley Braves. This is alumni weekend homecoming here. Cundiff coming into the ballgame for Wichita State. Last year, the BU alumni bought 165 tickets. This year, for this alumni game, they've purchased 1,070.
Wow. Isn't winning great?
Oh, isn't it something? Cures all ills. Williams down low. Beautiful move and a foul. Yes, and it counts. Radunovic picks up the foul. That's his first, second on the team.
Williams did a great job getting Radunovic on his hip, and when he gets the ball there, it's all over. You can just count two, and he's probably going to go to the free throw line, where he's become a much better free throw shooter this year, because during their trip overseas, Coach Versace finally got him to use one shooting method at the free throw line only. He used to experiment a lot.
Three-point play puts Bradley up by 3, 7-4. Early going first half. This is Gary Cundiff. Radunovic in the corner with the open pop. A little bit out of the 12-foot range that they would like him to shoot inside of. Now the pass off the mark. Left able to recover. No, it's knocked out of bounds by Lou Hill. And it'll apparently belong to Bradley. Sloppy sequence. They want Radunovic to shoot inside of 12 feet. He's been, earlier in the year, he was taking 15 to 20-foot jump shots and wasn't finding the mark with any kind of consistency. They moved him inside, and since then he's been a much more consistent scorer. Lou Hill picks up a foul, his first, third on the team. Hawkins from the foul line. Shooter's touch for Hersey Hawkins, his first field goal of the game.
When he gets it there, again, it's almost an automatic thing. He's just going to be a great All-American player before he's done here.
Coleman with the stutter step, the crowd thought traveling, and it'll belong to Bradley.
Official agreed with him.
Yep. Paul Castor made the call.
For the Shockers.
Dreyer coming into the ballgame now for the Shockers. Steve Dreyer.
Replaces Coleman.
They tried him at guard earlier this year. He's about 6'8", and really wasn't suited for the guard position, and they moved him back to forward, and he's been a much more consistent player at that position. This is Jimmy Les. Good feed to Williams inside of Radunovic. What? We saw that all night Thursday night in the second half against Drake. Williams operating inside. 5 points now for Massive Mike. Hawkins making something happen on the defensive end. Les and Hawkins scale the scorers table.
Up into the expensive seats for those two guys.
Nick Versace.
He's got to be pretty happy. His club is playing with great intensity, and you just don't know how a team's going to come out after they've won something.
Radunovic baseline. Hawkins retrieves. Jimmy Les on the run. Bradley in fast break mode. Les now backs off, reloads the offense. Trevor Trimpe overplayed by Gus Santos, and Santos picks up the foul. That's his first and the fourth on the team.
Once again, we're talking about the reach. Pretty obvious call there.
Trimpe now triggering on the inbounds. Jimmy Les feeding Williams. Hawkins with a good move around Hill. Loses the handle. They hit the baseline, and It'll belong to Bradley. Last touch by Wichita State. Trimpe triggering on the inbounds. A little over 4 minutes into the first half of play. Bradley by 5. Jimmy Less at the free throw line. Whistle before the shot attempt, and we've got a foul out front called by Tom O'Neill. Gary Cundiff picks up the foul. 5th on the team, first on Cundiff. Right away, we see Wichita State team-wise getting into foul trouble.
I don't think Coach Smithson's too concerned about that. He felt when I visited with him last night that he has 2 fouls to give. See, what they're trying to do is deny the ball to Les.
Earlier this year, Marquette played a box and 1, and Les was the target, not Hawkins, of that box and 1. Williams inside. Pass of Mike Williams picking up where he left off the other night when he had 26 points. He has 7 of the 13 Bradley points so far this afternoon, and the Braves lead it over Wichita State by 7. We'll be back after these local messages.
If you haven't driven a Subaru, you haven't driven the #1 rated Japanese import.
This afternoon's Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week is being brought to you by State Farm. For a good price and great service on all of your family insurance needs, check with a State Farm agent nearest you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Take a look at the field goal shooting in the early going. Bradley coming out extremely hot. Turnovers, Wichita's committed 2. Shockers on the attack. This is Lou Hill. Bradley in his zone defense once again.
They've got 19 of them.
Hill from the corner. So Lou Hill connects for the Wichita State Shockers. Wichita back to within 5. Bradley assembles quickly once again on offense. Williams feeding Powell down low, has to go after the ball, but Hill takes it away. First turnover of the game for Bradley. This is Cundiff. Steve Grayer gets the step and feeds Radunovic inside. Had the shot blocked by Williams and taken by Trimpe. The outlet to Jimmy Les. Les slows it down and sets up the play. May notice that Bradley wearing new red sneakers. Here's Les on the drive off the glass. The tap won't go for Powell. Grayer clears the rebound. Wichita State back the other way. Lou Hill trying to clear to the corner, and Santos, the ball knocked out of bounds. And Hersey Hawkins again, the man on the defensive end who pried it loose, along with Jimmy Les.
That's an old Notre Dame trick to change uniforms or change some part of the uniform. I saw Maryland try it in the NCAA tournament a few years ago against Indiana, and they lost by 20. Never used the suits again.
Lou Hill up high for Wichita State. Shockers trailing by 5. Radunovic inside. Tap won't go for Grayer, and Williams clears the rebound. It's Bradley basketball. The baseball feed ahead to Les, to Trimpe on the drive. Got a foul coming up on Wichita State. Trimpe went hard into the basket standard along with Lou Hill as Bradley coach Dick Versace looks on. Watch it again.
It's going to land right on his tailbone, and that's going to hurt a little bit.
Hill picks up his second. That's the 6th on the team. Two-shot foul coming up. Trevor Trimpe a bit shaken up, but I believe he's going to stay in the game.
Still in some pain. You know, it's kind of amazing, Wayne. You think about all the violent hits that go on in basketball, particularly plays like that there aren't more injuries of that nature.
Trevor Trimpe at the free throw line, a 6'7" sophomore from Havana, Illinois. Southpaw missing on his first at the free throw line. He'll have another. Trimpe shooting just 47% overall from the charity stripe. Bradley leading it by 5. One of the questions here in Peoria is, will the free throw shooting that seems to be an Achilles heel for this Bradley team hurt them in the postseason play? Lately, Bradley has improved from the line as a team. Trapping in the backcourt, Hill clears it to Cundiff. There's Santos. Now Cundiff reloads the offense. Bradley again in that 1-3-1 zone. Santos finds operating room at the baseline. The shot off the mark, and Santos retrieves. Wichita State content now to set it up. Steve Grayer open at the baseline. So the freshman connects. Steve Grayer out of Macon, Georgia. Bradley now leading by just 4. 13:22 left to go. First half of play. This is Jimmy Les, number 15. Hawkins on the weave. Trimpe in the corner. Powell down low at the turnaround, and he's fouled. Grayer reaching over, hacked him on the play. I believe that's 17 fouls now for Wichita State.
7-1.
So 1-and-1 opportunity coming up from here on in for Bradley, and I believe they're going to rule that Powell was fouled in the act of shooting, so it's a 2-shot foul for Donald Powell.
Just a pretty basic play. He got it down in the blocks and turned around and went up over the top. And again, I hate to sound like there's so many automatics, but when you start reaching, that's going to be a foul.
Powell connecting on his first at the free throw line. He has 3 points here this afternoon. Team fouls, only 1 for Bradley, 7 for Wichita State. 13-10 left to go first half, and the Shockers already over the foul limit. Grayer retrieves on the missed free throw. This is Gary Cundiff. Cundiff, when he comes into the game, will have more of a settling effect on Wichita State. But he played Jimmy Les tough in that first game at Wichita. Santos feeding inside Radunovic for the turnaround, and off the glass it goes with Mike Williams in his face.
Well, Mike Williams has rung up a few intimidation points in there. I thought Radunovic missed a couple easy shots earlier, but he got that one down, so that may get him going.
He has 4 points here this afternoon. Jimmy Les on the feed. Donald Powell down low, made the up fake and traveled. Second turnover for Bradley. Wichita State with a field goal could close to within 1. Substitution going to be made by Dick Versace. You got to look at Dick. And Jerry Thomas coming on at 14 points and really gave Bradley, an unexpected lift the other night against Drake when the Braves were kind of stalling a little bit against the Bulldogs.
Wayne, that's one of the interesting things about Bradley is essentially they are a young basketball team. They have 2 seniors and a lot of underclassmen.
Hill fights for the rebound and earns it. Cundiff clears down. That's Grayer. Radunovic down low. He steps in close. Good move around Williams, but he was fouled.
That's the second foul on Williams, and he will probably come out of the ball game. Dick does not want to get him that third foul.
Mike's had a good portion of the first half the other night against Drake when he picked up his second personal foul. But he came out of the second half and was gangbusters. He had 20 points, and they just could not contain him down low. Radunovic to the free throw line. Connects on at first. He'll have another. Radunovic, I guess, follows Jarko Dursic, another Wichita State center of a season or 2 ago from Yugoslavia. He has 5 points now in this game.
He's kind of a late season discovery. Coach Piston was on a trip to Yugoslavia and saw him playing over there and offered him a scholarship last August, and here he is, the starting center.
Coming into today's game, he had hit 37 of his last 47 free throws in Wichita's 6-game streak in which they've won 5. Shockers back to within 1. Here's Jimmy Les on the move. Les lost the handle momentarily. Trippy has the basketball against Grayer. Les with the up fake, now on the drive. Nicely done.
Wayne, that's more of the magic 10. Coach Smithson told me last night he didn't think that he could allow Jim Les to score more than 10 points and win the ball game. So he's got 4 already.
And we still have 11:37 to go, first half of play. Bradley leading by 3. Been a well-played first half thus far, Larry.
Very well.
Cundiff from deep, off the glass, and it won't go. Trippy has the rebound, hustles it to Jimmy Les. Bullet ahead for Hawkins, tipped by Radunovic, and knocked out of bounds. Bradley retains possession underneath their own basket. Quentin Ormore, number 14, up off the Wichita State bench. In for Lou Hill. Believe Cundiff will be replaced by Dwight Pralo here. And that's going to be the case. Dwight Pralo, the freshman, back into the game.
Trying to get a fresh man in there to guard Les.
Trimpey triggering on the inbound to Les. Powell down low, back to Jimmy Les. Donald Powell on the turnaround. Trimpey knocks it off the glass. The tap by Powell is good, but it won't count. He went over the top on the rebound and is called for the foul by Tom O'Neill. First personal foul on Powell. That is the 3rd of the team.
We'll see Trimpey batting it up, and here he comes up over the top. Both he and Hawkins were on the back, and again, that's a foul.
Shockers set up offensively. Ball tipped away, knocked loose. Pralo trying to recover now. Was touched by Bradley, so Pralo able to retrieve. Clint Normore now sets it up. 3-point lead for the Braves. Pralo, Clint Normore now looking down low. Santos baseline. That's his territory. Gus Santos off the glass. Santos now with 4 points.
A little touch of the Williams effect there. No Mike Williams makes it a little bit easier.
Bradley resumes offensively. This is Donald Powell. Jimmy Les. Powell inside. Les now baseline and loads. The lead once again is 3, and Jimmy Les has 6 of those 10 points you were talking about.
Well, I hate to sound like his one-man PR agency, but he's just an awfully good basketball player. I think last year at this time he was the kind of guy that you'd be talking about at the athletic banquet. Now they're talking about him in the NBA.
Play ball missing from the outside, and a foul coming up on the Bradley Braves. I believe it might be on Powell. Nope. Yes, it is on Powell for a push inside of the rebound battle. That's his second, 4th on the team. Non-shooting affair. Powell leads the ball game now. Here it is once again.
He pushed off in there. You could see the push. He had his hands on Radinovich's back and gave him a gentle shove.
Greg Jones will come in for Donald Powell when we resume, and we've got 9:58 left to go first half. This is the Valley.
This too. A State Farm family insurance checkup can be a big help. It's free, and it's there because things change. And like a good neighbor. Right, Jason? Yeah! State Farm is there.
Today's Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week being brought to you by Coors, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. And by National Car Rental, the official car rental agency for our Missouri Valley Game of the Week crew. We enjoy the national attention we get and would recommend National Car Rental to you because you deserve national attention. Look at the free throw story. Wichita State been shooting much better from the free throw line of late. There's a story from the field as Wichita State resumes offensively.
Like they're back to the 2-3 zone. They'll throw a lot of varieties at Wichita State. And Cundiff has done a good job of kind of adjusting the team, settling them down, as you mentioned.
Cundiff out front now, number 21 at the point. Clinton Ormore from deep. Greg Jones up high for the rebound. Jimmy Les hustling off the outlet. Les with the change of direction to Trimpey. Now Les back out near the midcourt stripe.
Trippy will make that shot in 2 years or maybe next year. He's just a sophomore. When he gets a little older, he'll put it up.
Les on the penetration, feeds Hawkins, who's wide open. Yes.
I like that.
4 points for Hersey Hawkins. 5-point lead once again now for Bradley. On the drive, Santos trying to get it back. The rebound is back tapped. Greg Jones ahead to Jimmy Les. Les has a cut on his knee. Here's the drive by Thomas off the mark. Hawkins up high for the rebound. Goes up with a scoop. It's blocked, and we got a foul down low. Vic Versace looking on rather anxiously now, has a seat on the bench. Gus Santos picks up his second personal foul. Hersey Hawkins heads to the free throw line. Les has a cut on the side of his right knee. Does not appear to be anything serious. There it is right there.
Well, he's the kind of guy that kind of feels like he's really into the game, and he gets a little blood going.
As Hawkins makes his first free throw, Gene Smithson, the Wichita State coach, is hit with a technical foul. Tom O'Neill made the call, now checks to the scorer's table. And at the free throw line, Hersey Hawkins.
Gene is kind of negotiating for the next one, maybe. He's not happy.
There's Gene Smithson. It's been a tough year. He's operating with a very young team, a new team. He has some talent on this roster. They're going to be better and better as time goes on. But right now, they are just plain inexperienced for the most part. Les connects now the technical.
Wayne, excuse me, he's always had a situation where he loses a Carr or loses a Livingston, and then he has an Xavier McDaniel to plug right in, or an Aubrey Sherrod. Well, what happened is he finally ran out of All-American NBA kind of players, and he's got to learn what it's like for the rest of the world.
But he's an outstanding coach, and you know he'll get the job done at Wichita. No question about that. The inbounds to Jones, bumped by Radunovic as Sasha knocks it out of bounds. No harm, no foul. Bradley will inbound. Les out at the point, guarded by Cundiff. Cundiff held Les to 4 points, playing him primarily in the game at Wichita. He was a primary defender on Jimmy Les. While Cundiff went out and got 14 himself. Now here's Les off the glass too hard. Santos is there for the carom.
Forced that shot a little bit, Wayne.
Shockers assemble offensively. Clint Normore on the weed. Grayer in the lane off the glass with a count. No, I don't believe so. He was fouled before the shot. Jones picks up his first personal foul. Fifth on the team.
Team foul number 5.
Still non-shooting affair. 8:17 left to go, first half of play. Bradley with an 8-point lead, largest of the afternoon. Shockers need a bucket right here. Radunovic turns over to Cundiff. Grayer with a good move trying to draw the foul. Now doesn't have the shot. Santos baseline, back to Grayer, and he reloads the offense.
Bradley's doing a good job keeping Santos quiet. He hasn't touched the ball. We haven't mentioned his name very much today.
Lou Hill out at the point. Shockers showing a lot of patience. Down to 15 to go on the shot clock. Hill in the paint now. Puts up the scoop and it rolls home. Good ball movement by Wichita State. They showed great patience.
Lou Hill is a fine player. Played with Walderberry, of course, at San Jacinto. Really isn't back to 100% from the leg injury he suffered earlier, but he's a good basketball player.
Persistent groin injury kept him out much of the 8-game losing streak in January. From the corner, Trippy.
Well, apparently I was a little delayed. He's gonna grow up right in front of my eyes here.
3 points now for Trevor Trippy, his first field goal. Here's Santos operating baseline, makes the up fake and hammers it home off the glass.
Well, that's kind of amazing. There could be that violent a collision and no whistle.
No foul. I was going to say. It's like I say, no harm, no foul.
Well, if that's a judgment call, I'd be inclined to say that's not very good judgment. Somebody had a foul there.
6-point lead for Bradley. Braves in possession. Jerry Wetzel, our statistician, says no blood, no foul. This isn't the NHL. Here's the scoop shot by Hawkins. It won't go. Hill has the rebound, and we've got a tangle down low. Radunovic on the floor, and foul coming up on the Bradley Braves. Greg Jones, I believe, picks up a second personal foul. Here's Hawkins on the drive.
Now, the key there is that Hawkins used his right hand and not his left hand. If he would have taken that up with the left hand, a much easier shot, but he scooped it underneath on the right hand, which he had to put some reverse English on it. That's a very difficult shot. He had an easy shot. He made it tough.
Greg Jones on his second personal foul, 6th on the team as Wichita State sets up offensively. This is Lou Hill. Gary Cundiff work the perimeter, and again, that's what Bradley wants them to do, take the outside shot. Bradley wants to deny the inside game. Santos from the corner. He's been hot this week, but is off the mark on that one. Trippy to left to Hawkins. The tap by Thomas. Impressively done. Jerry Thomas with his first 2 points of the afternoon. 8-point lead once again for Bradley. Wichita needs a bucket once again here. Cundiff flips it over. Got a whistle away from the ball. Appeared to be some holding going on down low. Donald Powell is debating his point in rather graphic fashion, and he draws a technical foul, the second tee of the game. First against Bradley, second of the contest.
Also a technical foul.
I always found it kind of interesting that the referees seem to have a little different standard for the players than they do the coaches. And Wayne, you've been along the sidelines, and the coaches start screaming from the opening tip, and occasionally they'll get a technical foul. But if you watch the trend, a player who says anything pretty much always gets the technical foul.
Third personal foul on Donald Powell. That is the 7th on the team. Radunovic off the mark on the first. He's now 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, has 6 points. Sasha, perhaps the best free throw shooter for Wichita State this season. And they are a team that as a team has struggled from the free throw line.
Yeah, he's clearly the best. He's at about 76%. The next guy is Cedric Coleman at 63%, who sees any significant playing time.
Gary Cundiff sets it up now for Wichita State. Shockers trailing by 7. Bullet beats Santos inside. Santos on the follow, but he was fouled on the initial shot. Trevor Trimpe picks up the personal foul. That is his first. And as we mentioned, the team now over the limit. Santos heading to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2 anyway.
Courtesy of TWA, shooting at halftime.
Watch it once again. Good feed right here from Claire.
Trimpe was just a step late getting there. Excellent recognition by Gary. Saw Santos cutting to the basket and got the ball to him.
6 points for Santos on the afternoon. His first trip to the charity stripe. Gus Santos has been on a bit of a tear at 19 points in the Monday night victory over Tulsa, 21 points, 12 rebounds the other night against Illinois State. I'd say that's a tear.
I'd say. He's a big, strong guy, does a lot of things, obviously most effective inside the paint area, and when they get the ball to him down there, Wichita State's that much tougher to deal with.
Now Santos connects on the second 5-point ball game now. Santos has 8. Bradley with the lead in the ball. This is Jimmy Less. Greg Jones sets the pick, and I mean a big pick.
Yeah, he could bruise you a little bit.
Yes, sir. It's like a wall. Les trying to thread the needle to Hawkins, who can't hang on. Only 3 turnovers, though, for Bradley in this first half. Offensive boards, points off those offensive rebounds. Sometimes will tell a lot about the way a ball game is going.
And that was the problem Bradley had the other night. They didn't do a good job on the offensive glass. And the reason they didn't is Trevor Trimpe was feeling a little under the weather, didn't give him a good game. They're getting a better game out of him today.
This is Lou Hill. Hawkins has the rebound. Here come the Braves. Jimmy Les pushing it up. Les with a stutter step, finger roll. Beautiful move. Offensive foul on Les, and yes, count the field goal. You know, people talk about, can Jimmy Les play in the NBA? What do you think? I mean, certainly his quickness won't hold him back. Watch Les right here.
Well, I think his size works a little bit against him, but he is. You can see right there on the play, Wayne, that Thomas twisted his ankle a little bit when Les was making the drive. But to get back to Jim Les, his size works a little bit against him, but he's got great quickness. He's learned how to shoot the ball. And as I said earlier, a year ago they weren't even talking about him in the NBA. Now there's a lot of interest in him. They think that maybe he can play. You see some unusual things in the NBA. You see some smaller guys. Isaiah Thomas is not a big guy, and he does some magical things. But I would think that Jim Les is certainly, at the worst, going to get a much longer look than he would have a year ago.
Jerry Thomas is down. It would be unfortunate if he went out with an injury that would keep him out for the rest of the game or even the postseason. Looks to be an ankle injury, that left ankle. He has done such a good job the other night for Dick Versace, and Dick really felt after the game that maybe that could have been a turnaround game for Jerry Thomas, a boost to his confidence, and perhaps, he would become a force off the bench for the Bradley Braves in the postseason.
I think any time you have a lot of young sophomores and freshmen, you're always looking for benchmark-type games where it all gets going for them, where they get their start. And he certainly did play very well for them the other night, and that's unfortunate. I obviously hope that it's not a serious injury, maybe just a minor sprain or something.
Paul Wilson comes into the ball game. Wilson is a 6'6 freshman from Lorain, Ohio. Paul Wilson, number 23. Sasha Radunovic, 1-on-1 opportunity at the line. 3 of 4 from the charity stripe for Sasha, 7 points. Make it 8 points now, and 4 out of 5 from the foul line. 8 rebounds, 15 points against Tulsa, but had just 6 points against Illinois State. However, in his last 6 games, 14 points, 8 rebounds has been his average in the last 6 games. And Radunovic connects out his second to the free throw line. 4 minutes, 55 seconds left to be played. We are first half at Carver Arena, Peoria, Illinois. Bradley leading by 5, and we'll be back after these local messages.
The
price, the service, the satisfaction at S&K Chevrolet.
When we say more for less, we mean it. At S&K, we offer free service loaners with new car purchases, so you're never without a car when yours is in for service or repairs at S&K. Get all the details on free service loaners at S&K, your more car for less dollars dealer.
S&K Chevrolet, your more for less dealer, Knoxville and Pioneer Parkway, Peoria.
Sam finds life to be a taxing experience. He doesn't know about Tallman Home. Melissa thinks life is an adventure. She shelters her money in a Tallman Home IRA and earns tax-deferred interest while it's growing. Diane doesn't worry about reality, but her father knew she had a hard time being practical, so he left her money in Tallman Home CDs. Ross knows good investments. He invests in a Tallman Home annuity and a Tallman IRA. He wants to live well, so he goes to the leader in tax advantage products. Life doesn't have to be taxing.
What do you like about Avantis? Whether you love our pizza, pasta, or our famous gondola, Avanti's low prices and great taste will satisfy the Italian food lover in everyone.
When in Peoria, the Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week crew stays at the Peoria Pierre Marquette Hotel. Spacious guest rooms, beautiful restaurant by the name of Carnegie's, excellent entertainment located right across the street from the Civic Center in downtown Peoria. That's the Pierre Marquette Hotel. Make your plans when you come to Peoria to stay at the Pierre Marquette. Field goal situation, Wichita State now dips under 50%. Bradley still shooting very well. Fouls are 5-0 against Bradley since Gene Smithson, the Wichita State coach, was hit with a technical foul earlier in this first half of play.
Obviously, his campaign is not succeeding as he'd hoped.
Traveling the call, a Bradley turnover, their fifth of the first half.
Kind of sense that Wichita State is tightening things up a little bit. They were struggling early, but they've got their rhythm now. And I said before the game I thought it would go to the wire, and I still think it will.
This is Lou Hill for Wichita State. Shockers at 13-12, winners of 5 of their last 6 games in rounding into tournament form. We'll see the Shockers again next week against the Creighton Blue Jays on the Valley Game of the Week next Saturday, noon Central Time. Hill once again looks it over. 19 to go now on the shot clock. Wichita State showing good patience when they have to. Bradley really packing that defense in, aren't they? They're just asking for the outside shot.
Well, that's where they want to. If they're going to lose, that's where they're going to lose.
Santos, or rather make that the freshman Teddy Williams inside of the baseline. First field goal of the game for Ted Williams.
Well, he's a big guy, and they have some high expectations for him. He's been a little bit disappointing so far, but he has the one thing you can't coach, and that's great size.
Williams 6'11", or 6'10", about 220 pounds. Jim Les fires from the perimeter. Radunovic up high in traffic for the rebound. The outlet pass is knocked away, not tied up, and we get the jump ball indication. Bradley ball on the alternating possession, apparently. 3:28 left to go first half of play, but a hard-fought first half. Two long-time rivals. Nick Versace, Gene Smithson, two of the best coaches in the Missouri Valley Conference, without question.
Good friends, too. They go back a long way together, and they like one another. For 2 hours they're at war, but when it's over, they can sit down and enjoy one another's company.
Les in acrobatic fashion saves to Hawkins. Now here's Les baseline. Trippy has the open jumper. Up high for the rebound, the guard, Gary Kunda. Sasha Radunovic at the baseline. Bradley in that 1-3-1 zone once again. Radunovic looking for operating room. 2:57 left to go. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half of play. Bradley leading by 3, and the Braves take it back. Wilson picks up the loose ball off the floor. Les the feed Jones. Bradley leads by 5.
Well, it's important at this point that Wichita State not get itself into trouble here in the last couple of minutes. They want to keep it in single digits if they can.
Lou Hill with the up fake. Good penetration, feeding inside. Williams traveling the call on the freshman Ted Williams. That's 5 turnovers for Wichita State now.
14. No more.
Williams leaves the ball game. Santos back in for Wichita State.
It's like coaches have the old axiom, the best thing that happens to freshmen is that they become sophomores.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say
the old axioms are a little corny, but they're very true.
Bradley's won 14 in a row. At home, they are 48-11 here at Carver Arena since this building opened a few seasons ago. This is Jimmy Lett. Now the lead is 7 points for the Bradley Braves. And when you look at the first half, a crucial juncture coming up now for Wichita State. They need a bucket. Cedric Coleman, Gary Cundiff. Cundiff with the force off the front of the rim. Up high, Hawkins for the rebound is fouled by Radunovic.
Well, see, more important, well, not more important than the bucket, but equally as important as the bucket was to get a good shot. I'm not sure that was a good shot. Maybe a little bit out of Cundiff's range. They had a little time on the clock. He forced that shot, rushed it a little bit. That's what happens to young teams. But Gene has a few more gray hairs this year.
Radunovic picks up his second personal foul. Hawkins at the free throw line is 2 of 2 from there, has 6 points this afternoon. Hawkins completes his first. 4-time Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week. 25.6 rebounds in the first meeting against Wichita State. Glenn Bertolini comes into the ball game, replacing Trevor Trimpe. Indiana State in '79, the last Valley team to go undefeated through conference play. So Bradley being motivated, obviously, by that. The legendary Sycamores of Larry Bird. And also the Braves want to crack that top 10. Several players, we talked to them yesterday, they want to get that top 10 ranking going into the NCAA tournament. Clinton Normore, Dreyer from the perimeter. Comes up short. Bertolini has the rebound. Transfer out of Loyola of Chicago. Jim Les slows it down. Minute 30 to go in the half. Bradley leading by 9.
Wichita State needs a stop.
You're watching the Braves on offense. Wilson from the corner. On the rebound, a foul called on Clinton Normore. Normore trying to pry the ball loose. He was successful in accomplishing that, but was caught on the foul. His first. His team over the limit.
He's attempting to move the rock there, and that's a pretty tough job. Mr. Jones is a big guy, and the official saw his little nudge.
2 points for Greg Jones, his first trip to the charity stripe. 10-point lead now, largest of the afternoon for the Bradley Braves. Bradley playing Wichita here today, closes with Indiana State a week from today. And wouldn't it be ironic if they go for the first undefeated regular season in Valley history since Indiana State accomplished the feat back in 1979, and that the Sycamores would be their final hurdle?
Those little ironies that seem to crop up in sports.
Radunovic comes up short. Greer can't handle the rebound. Last touch by Wichita State. Bradley retains.
Looks like our cameraman's got pretty good hands over there, Wayne. He handled that ball pretty well.
Certainly does. Well, we've got a multi-talented crew on hand here in Central Illinois. 11-point lead now for Bradley. 53 seconds to go. Wilson sets it up now for the Bradley Braves. Santos way out front. Left can't handle it and loses out of bounds. A break for Wichita State because right here they could climb back to within 9. Say a single digit. You may say, well, what's the difference between a 9-point lead and an 11-point lead or a 10-point lead? There is a lot of difference, more psychological than numerically.
Well, it's like golf. There's only one stroke difference between shooting 80 and shooting 79, but it might as well be a mile.
Yes, sir, and you have a few more beers after you get that 79, don't you?
Exactly.
There's a little, I guess, quickness to your gait as you walk from the clubhouse. Cundiff now sets up at the point. This is Clinton Normore. Not very appropriate. It was snowing the other day here in Peoria. They're not going to play golf for a long time here in Central Illinois.
Seems like forever till the golf season. here in the Midwest.
Here's Quinn Normore with 7 to go on the shot clock, and Normore registers from the outside. 2 seconds to go left from center court. It's just short. Wilson on the tap at the buzzer. So at the end of one half complete, Bradley holding a 9-point advantage over the Wichita State Shockers at 38 to 29. We'll be back after these local messages.
Satisfied customers are talking about Pekin new car dealers.
We looked in Canton and Pekin and Peoria and decided to go to Pekin. Service is very important to me, and I felt I got excellent service in Pekin.
I went to Bloomington, Peoria, and Washington, but by far the best deal was in Pekin. Pure and simple, I saved the most money with the Pekin new car dealers.
These new car owners save by shopping in Pekin. You can too. For the best selection of new cars at the best price, see your Pekin new car dealer today.
Well, no doubt I'll probably go back to Pekin.
A certain big telephone company led us all around like sheep. Today we have more choices. Still, they herd us around by warning that if we don't choose their company for long-distance calls, we could lose our choice. Now, if you'll call Teleconnect at 1-800-REACH-US, we'll help you choose the phone company that's right for you, even if it isn't us. And we promise we won't pull the wool over your eyes.
Last year, we told you how Bladex guarantees your weed control. Today, what do corn growers say?
Weed control with Bladex was excellent and cost less. The guarantee really sold us. Bladex shared our risk. We like that.
Across the Corn Belt, growers agree. Bladex used at labeled rates means guaranteed weed control. See your dealer, and you'll believe in Bladex.
Shell stands behind it.
True Value Hardware Stores present True Test Painting Tips with Uncle Bob.
Hi, you know there's a lot of great reading here on this shelf, but you'll also find some really important reading on this shelf. This is where a successful painting project begins. So read the label directions carefully. And when it comes to labels, these are the ones to look for, because no matter what type of painting you're planning, you'll find the True Test paint to do the project right, exclusively at participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
Braves leading it by 9 at halftime. I'm Wayne Larrabee with Basketball Times editor Larry Donald. And Larry, you mentioned it early. Bradley came out. Now, they had just clinched the Missouri Valley Conference championship last Thursday night. Obviously, an emotional evening, and yet they came out today, and they're playing with fire.
I think the question that was being asked, how would the senior leadership, Williams and Les, respond? And they've shown. They've come out. They've got their younger guys playing hard and played a very impressive first half.
Mike Williams was starting to get on a roll that we saw in the second half against Drake on Thursday night when he scored 20 points and was starting to maneuver in that direction offensively, but picked up 2 fouls about midway through the first half of play. They sat him on the bench and built the lead from there, and when you can do that, and now they've got Williams coming back for the second half, boy, I'll tell you what, the Shockers have their work cut out for them.
Well, and the big thing is, too, that Les is doing his thing. He's having it his own way, and that's what Gene Smithson wanted to stop, and he hasn't been able to stop him, and that doesn't put him in an exclusive club, because everyone's been trying to stop this young guy, and he just keeps getting better and better.
What do you look for now in the second half, especially from Wichita State? They've got a fine ball club that is starting to come into its own, but they're up against the best in the conference.
Got to be patient. They can only get them back 2 points at a time again and hold axiom in sports, but they just have to be a little patient and have to be careful that they don't get too far behind and just get back into it and try to contain Les.
Well, I'll tell you, we mentioned early in the broadcast that we have been so impressed with the amount of spirit that has been displayed here in Peoria for this 27-1 basketball team. WMBD Radio produced, and songwriter Tom Dermody put together a rock song that is taking Central Illinois by storm, and it's called You Just Never Know, featuring Doug Chamberlain on the vocals, play-by-play from announcers Dave Snell and Joe Sowell. Here we go. You Just Never Know.
Soon all of the country will know Bradley's back now. Valley they rule next to mountain top. Versace's got 'em winning. non-stop. The Civic Center's filling, the hilltops all abuzz now. Bradley, basketball is starting to roll. Bradley, how far will you just never know. Tradition abounds, the wise already knew. You just don't mess around with BU. Listen to the sounds of instant excitement.
Left. Inbounds pass with 7. Jim with 6. Now with 5. Now with 4. Drives with 3. Laid up with 2. Goes in with 1! Now it's left. They're going to run the offense with 4:04 to go. Williams inside. Come on! 12 seconds. Just got to make a smart inbound play. And does it the other end of Hook. Get ready, one. This game is over. Left gets a free pass with 1 second to go. The pass is to Hawkins. He turns and fires from 20. And it counts, and it's 69-69.
Basketball is starting to roll. Bradley, how far will you just never know. Bradley, this time maybe you saw the way. Bradley, look out NCAA. Bradley, look out
Special thanks to WEEK-TV here at Peoria for the video portion of that song. And I'll tell you something, you know, Larry, it's amazing, and I found this out this fall with the Chicago Bears. It's not that you just win, it's how you win that counts in the final analysis, it seems like, as to whether a team is going to capture a community or capture a nation.
Well, those things are the kinds of things that make coaches worry a little bit, because it does paint a little bigger target on your back. But it's college basketball. It's fun. We've had a lot of downside things this winter, and the atmosphere here is just great, and that's exciting, and that's what it's all about. This community is very involved with this basketball team, as well it should be.
All right, and at halftime, the Bradley Braves holding a 9-point lead over arch rival Wichita State, and we'll be back with more at halftime after these messages.
Located in Wichita, Kansas' largest city, the Wichita State University's 320-acre campus reflects its urban setting. WSU features 2 student bodies, traditional 18 to 22-year-old students who devote full time to classes and campus activities, and non-traditional older students who live and work in the city. They contribute to the education and enrichment of each other. Their classes are taught by nearly 800 faculty members, 71% of whom have PhDs or other terminal degrees. Education for its nearly 17,000 students is the first priority at Wichita State. Augmenting that role is the research done in association with local business and industry, and the cultural opportunities afforded the area resulting from city and university cooperation. Wichita, a progressive city, and Wichita State, a comprehensive urban university, working together for exceptional higher education in Kansas.
Leading the way. There's a world of difference in TWA. It's the difference between getting you where you're going and leading the way.
Patience. It's probably the one thing I remember most when I first learned about Coors beer. You know, from the time they take to malt their own barley, brewing, aging, the whole process. They never hurry or take shortcuts. It's really kind of neat. You know, I found that they took 10 years to develop just one strain of barley. 10 whole years. They aged their beer longer than any other major brewer. And they even refrigerate their hops. It takes about twice as long to make Coors as it does any other beer. I'm not saying that these guys take forever, but they do take their time. And you can taste the difference right here. A better tasting beer. If you're looking for a beer that's a little less heavy, never bitter, but with all the spirit and patience of a great beer, Coors is the one.
State Farm is there when women need life insurance.
Whether she brings home a paycheck or works full-time at home, nobody does more for a family than a mother does. That's why so many women talk to State Farm agents about life insurance. We listen, and we help make sure that everything a woman wants to do for her kids gets done. I know how she feels. I have a family, too. Just like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today's game of the week is being brought to you in part by State Farm. For a good price and great service on all your family insurance, check with the State Farm agent nearest you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Coors Light, the Silver Bullet. There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet. And by TWA, leading the way, TWA. You're looking live at Carver Arena. That's the score at halftime. And it's time now for the State Farm Missouri Valley halftime report. The Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Week is Bradley point guard Jim Less, who led the Braves to 3 straight road wins, scoring 50 points, adding 20 assists, and earning Player of the Week honors for the second time this season. Action to the Valley this week, Tulsa and Wichita State. Lou Hill on the attack, and watch Sasha Radunovic with a nifty move to get open for the jumper. Gus Santos was absolutely outstanding in the first half. He finds the range from the corner as Wichita led early. Tulsa struggled from the field. Lou Hill on the carom. The lead pass to the freshman Steve Grayer, who explodes to the basket. But Tulsa was resilient. Tracy Moore right here will show a good touch in the lane. Tulsa on the break is the Golden Hurricane. Break it across David Moss with the finishing touch. Ironically, the Shockers, who have struggled all year from the free throw line, down the stretch they stayed afloat by hitting clutch free throws in the final minutes for a 65-62 victory at home over Tulsa. Still Monday night, Creighton hosting DePaul. Kenny Evans with a tough rebound bucket. New coach Tony Barodi looks on with approval. Evans was outstanding, leading the Jays to 70% shooting in the first half. In the second half, it was Reggie Morris off the feed from Gary Swain. Swain, number 21, Morris of the baseline breaks free off the glass as the Jays whip DePaul 74-61. In Horton Fieldhouse, Wichita State and Illinois State, Thursday night, Gus Santos like a guard with a steal for 2 of his 21 points as he goes all the way. Derek Sanders grabs the rebound and fires the outlet to Matt Taphorn, who completes the fast break. Impressively done by Illinois State. But Lou Hill and Wichita State penetrate into the lane, and he was one of the keys as the Shockers dictate the flow. Big Bill Braxa kept things alive for the Redbirds with a turnaround over Radunovic. He scored 6 points. Derek Sanders registered with 2 of his 10 points from the outside. But again, and strangely enough, it was the Shockers hitting from the free throw line that preserved a 53-49 win over Illinois State on the road at Horton Fieldhouse. We move to Carver Arena with the Valley title on the line. Drake leads early thanks to the hard work of number 44, Melvin Mathis. Jerry Thomas came off the bench and gave Bradley an unexpected lift with 2 of his 14 points. But Drake was persistent. Henderson from the outside off the mark. Watch Michael Morgan on the rebound follow. In the second half, massive Mike Williams was unstoppable inside. He scored 20 second-half points. Net-cutting time in Peoria. Bradley wins its 3rd Valley title in 6 years, 88-79 over Drake. There's a look at the standings as we head into today's action. Bradley with a spotless record and 2 more conference games to go today, of course, against Wichita. And then next week they close against Indiana State, ironically, in 27-1. They are the crowning jewel, I guess, of the conference this season. Drake at 9-4, not having a bad year under Gary Garner at all. 17-7. They're kind of on the fence along with Tulsa for NCAA consideration, I would say. Wouldn't you, Larry?
It's going to be such a tough decision for that tournament committee when they sit down, because they've got so many teams that are right in that range, and then we play the conference season, postseason tournaments, and that changes a few other things around. So if Bradley goes through and wins all the regular season they've already won, if they win the tournament, then that creates one set of circumstances. If they get upset and somebody else wins the tournament, that creates another set of circumstances. So it'll be interesting in the next few weeks.
There's the action today. Creighton at Illinois State coming up at 2:35 this afternoon, and the rest of the action of the Missouri Valley Conference. And we are at halftime at Carver Arena. We'll be back after these local messages.
Catch it.
Eureka.
A new car.
Sam Lehman.
The only place to deal.
Sam Lehman Chevy Olds Pontiac.
Now, Lehman has 7.9 annual percentage rate financing on 150 selected vehicles.
7.9 APR.
And there's more cars than ever before.
400 cars, trucks, and vans.
Better deals than ever. Find out why people say
it's worth the trip. Eureka.
It's Sam Lehman Chevy Olds Pontiac.
You're showing more enthusiasm for life than ever before, so take advantage of an opportunity that grows more exciting every year, a security savings IRA. We've been helping people just like you grow safely to maturity for over 100 years, and with new lower minimums on time certificates and variable rate IRA options, we'll turn your IRA questions into answers and your curiosity into real interest. The tax deduction is a must, so do it for yourself. You're living and growing and knowing what's right for you. It's a security savings and loan.
George Baxter of Maple Drive has been shoveling since 7 a.m. It's 7:45, and his neighbor's just now getting out in his driveway. They both have to be at work by 8. Who do you think's going to be late? Escape the scrape. Take the bus. This health message could change your life. Do you suffer from neck pain, headaches, blurred vision, shoulder pain, arm pain, numb hands, back pain, hip pain, pain down the legs? If you have any of these symptoms, call the Shelley Chiropractic office. We'll accept your insurance assignment, which means we'll wait for payment until your insurance check comes in.
Remember, if you wear out your body, where are you going to live?
Call Dr. Shelley today at 682-6624. It could change your life.
Forward Jerry Thomas, the 6'6 sophomore from Chicago, will not return today, and there is the reason. He has a sprained ankle, occurred in the first half, and we only hope that it's not anything that will keep him out of further action. TWA and our local affiliate stations of the Missouri Valley Game of the Week are co-sponsoring a promotion, free throws for free travel. At each Saturday's telecast game, contestants will be selected from the stands to compete on the court for one free round-trip coach ticket to anywhere in the USA, courtesy of our sponsor, TWA. This week's winner of our TWA WHOI TV free throws for free travel contest here at Bradley is Howard Benjamin. Next Saturday, our Game of the Week travels to Wichita, Kansas, where KAKE-TV and TWA will host at halftime the free throws for free travel contest. We'll take a look at the statistics in the first half as you watch the huddle of Dick Versace for a moment. Bradley shooting very well, Larry, from the field.
Yeah, they've gotten good shots, and a lot of that, the credit goes to Les, because he gets them the ball in the right spot. The glaring difference you see there is the rebounding totals. Bradley has done a great job inside on the boards, and that usually tells the tale.
Radunovic and Santos, 17 of the 29 Shocker points, and for the Bradley Braves, Jimmy Les having things his way, 11 points, also has 6 assists, and Hersey Hawkins with 8 points, second to the scoring for Bradley. So we're set to resume now. Second half action, Wichita State trailing by 9. Shockers get the basketball. Got a quick look at the foul trouble as we enter the second half. Cedric Coleman on the inbounds. Dwight Prelo, the freshman, sets it up. Bradley in the 1-3-1 zone defense. Prelo looking inside for Wichita State. Shockers again having to show patience against this Bradley zone. Radunovic and Santos inside. This is Radunovic in heavy traffic. Looks for help. Finds Hill at the foul line. Takes it in on Les. The rebound corralled by Mike Williams. Jimmy Les on the run. Full of feed to the corner, Trimpy. Rebound back tap. Prelo comes away with it. Wichita State on the run. Here's Radunovic. He's creative. This time just the straight-on jumper, and it won't go. Powell, the rebound to Jimmy Les. Hersey Hawkins on the run. Les back out of the point.
He's so effective because he gets the ball to his teammate in an effective position. Trippy had a good shot down there in the corner, just didn't knock it down.
Here's Hawkins in traffic. Good feed. Powell on the drive. Didn't have control of it, and a foul is called inside. I believe Lou Hill with a push down low. Either Hill or Radunovic.
I think it was Radunovic that got him on the arm.
They're calling Hill, though, on the foul. That is his third and first on the team here in the second half. So Donald Powell to the free throw line. The sophomore from Nowata, Oklahoma. 7 points, 4 rebounds the other night against Drake. Had 5 points, 2 rebounds against Wichita State in the first game. Misses on his first at the line. He's now 1 for 3 from the free throw line. Has 3 points here today.
The state of Oklahoma produces so few really outstanding basketball players. You just wonder how Dick Versace got this guy out of that state.
Dick Versace finished second in the Derby for Wayman Tisdale a few years ago. Here's Santos back the other way. Prelo up high. Lou Hill on the wing. Backs off on the dribble. Versace had an interesting comment. He mentioned that when they won the NIT in '82, they felt they could recruit nationally. Inside Santos on the drive for 2. And Wichita State is back to within 7. They felt they could recruit nationally, and they weren't. They finished second in the Tisdale Derby and on a few other people. And it hurt them in the recruiting, and they had 2 tough seasons here. And Versace went back to Chicago, and he has 9 Chicago natives on the roster, and they're 27-1 a few years later. Williams foul down low. Foul coming up on Gus Santos is his third. A very important foul as far as Wichita State is concerned.
Right in the middle, reaching, got his arm, and he'll go to the free throw line. You make a good point. A lot of programs have some success in the national tournament, and they then believe that they are a national team. In truth, Wayne, there's only a couple of national teams in North Carolina, Louisville perhaps, maybe still UCLA. But you've got to do some of the things that they've done to be considered a national team, and clearly Bradley was not at that level.
Williams misses the pair at the line. Dick's comment that really struck me was that when you finish second in recruiting, you finish last. Prelo for the foul line. Blocked by Powell and taken by Williams. Williams loses his footing, but he's fouled by Radunovic. Third personal foul on Sasha Radunovic. Third on the team in the second half. So Radunovic and Santos, the 2 players they'd like to free up down low, offensively now are in foul trouble.
Going after the ball, it looked like Radunovic just kind of lost his balance. He got there a step late, and obviously that puts Wichita State in some serious trouble.
Eric Cundiff, number 21, reports on now for Wichita State. This is Jimmy Les, number 15, with the ball. Donald Powell made the up fake on Radunovic. Radunovic kind of slapped at that ball a lot, and that time triggered the turnover. But a lot of times, as you mentioned, when you reach and slap and wave like that, you're going to get called for a foul.
And I think that's just his basketball inexperience. The game overseas is not quite as sophisticated for the young guys as it is here, and he'll learn.
He's learning every day. Much improved player. Turned around by Santos, won't go. Santos ties up Trimpy, and I believe it'll belong to Wichita State on the alternating possession. No, it goes to Bradley on the alternating possession. That's right. Wichita inbounded to start the second half of play.
That's the thing that Dick likes most about Trimpy is his rebounding ability. You'll see him go right up here.
Really, he was off the ball that time to come up with that basketball and showed good heart.
Well, it's kind of a rebounding instinct too. There's some players around that don't have the things that they talk about, the great leaping ability, but they have that instinct and a judgment where the ball is going to be a good rebounder.
Powell inside, freed up off the glass. Donald Powell has 5 points down. The lead once again is 9 for the Bradley Braves. This is Wichita State. Gary Cundiff out of the point. Lou Hill unloads. Radunovic back taps to Hill and Cundiff chases it down.
I think Radunovic got away with a little push there. He had a hand in Trimpy's back and moved him out of the way.
Well, part of the adjustment from the, I guess from the AAU style of play is that it's more physical game.
That's true.
Santos off the mark. Hawkins the rebound to Les. Les on the drive will take it himself. And it's going to be offensive on Jimmy Les, I believe.
We'll see it again. We'll see if Mr. Hill was planted or not. Oh yeah, that's an easy one to call.
Even we could see that.
That's right. Referee gets no extra pay for making that tough call. That was an easy one.
Second on Les, first foul on the team in the second half. Wichita State resumes offensively. Grayer in the ball game now, number 20 with the ball. Hill to Grayer, good ball movement. Santos was fouled on the way up.
That was excellent ball movement, and that's what Wichita State has to do. And again, a young team, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't do it.
Donald Powell picks up his fourth personal foul. That's the second on the team.
Here it is, right there. See a little touch pass there, and that's where they've got to get Santos the ball in order to be effective. That's why basketball is such a great team game. And that's I think Les gives them that advantage. I talked about it earlier. He gets the ball to his teammate in a usable position, and that's what happened for Santos there.
Greg Jones in the game now for Donald Powell. Gus Santos at the free throw line. He's got 10 points, 2 of 2 from the charity stripe today. So it's an 8-point ball game now, and he can cut the deficit to 7. Wichita State hanging in there. You mentioned Radunovic. He's a guy who's just adjusting to the style of play here in America, and he's going to be better and better. You look at some of the young talent on this team, Grayer and Frelo. Santos connects on a second of the line, and Wichita State back to within 7.
Well, I think if Gene can find the outstanding player, I think he needs the star quality player to put with these guys, and then he's right back in business again.
He needs somebody to light it up from the outside.
Right.
Les up high on the weed to Hawkins. Grayer has the rebound, so pushing out down low, and apparently they've got a foul coming up on Santos, I believe. Well, I'll tell you what, that lane cleared like the Red Sea, and Santos hit with a foul. Gene Smithson nervously pacing in front of his bench. 4 personal fouls on Santos, and they'll have to make a move.
Okay, we'll watch. There you see that Santos cleared out Williams. That's an adult world in there, Wayne. Us little guys don't want to be in there.
Those guys don't eat quiche.
No,
let me tell you.
It's serious.
Askew into the ball game now for Wichita State. Comes off severe knee injuries that really have robbed him of his leaping ability. Hawkins inside. This is Williams with the bump, and it's offensive. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's number 3 on Massive Mike.
That is number 3.
Third on the team. Shockers have 4 team fouls. Watch it again.
Okay, right into him, and you notice where they go. The new guy comes in, Askew, and right away they take it at him, and didn't go their way, but they certainly recognized that very quickly.
The key there, the offensive player leaned in on the defensive player who had position. Cundiff in the corner. Blue Hill up high. This is Grayer on the wing, trying to force it inside, and it's taken away by Hersey Hawkins. 7-point lead for the Bradley Braves, and they have the ball. 15:39 left to go, second half of play. Greg Jones has it slapped away by Radunovic. The ball loose on the floor. Hill heads the deck, and he's tied up. Should be Wichita's on the alternating possession. Good hustle by Blue Hill. There it is, the alternating possession. Do you like that?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
I think it's kind of ridiculous that they took the jump ball out of basketball simply because the officials weren't confident enough to throw the ball straight up in the air.
Cundiff in the corner. I don't like it because I can never remember who it belongs to next. And that little arrow is always on the wrong side of the court from where I'm sitting. This is Radunovic. Williams up high for the rebound. 7-point lead for Bradley. Jim Les in transition. Hersey Hawkins in the corner. Grimpy can't control. Loss of concentration. Wichita State will get it back, and we've come to a break of the action. 14 minutes, 59 seconds left to go. Wichita State trailing at the moment by 7. This is the Missouri Valley Basketball Network.
An incredible discovery.
The blizzard was moving in fast. Only snappers could get the job done in time. All built tough, from the compact single stage with its 200-degree chute to the mid-size two-stage that throws snow where you want it, up to the full-size two-stage that shifts into action on the big drifts with winterized muscle to spare. They got the job done in plenty of time, and our real discovery was how easy those snappers made clearing snow. Easy to own, too, with Snap Credit.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet tonight?
Are you Irish?
No. Sipping on a cold Coors Light. Are you right?
No Irish at all.
Who's gonna come and play on a Coors Light St. Patrick's Day?
Come on, you're Irish.
Okay, I'm Irish.
That's funny you don't look Irish.
No slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
So look for this display with Beer Wolf. I'm Irish. Wherever you buy Coors and Coors Light beer.
Life is full of changes, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm Agent George Palmy. If your family's like mine, you'll find reminders of how fast things change. Wasn't so long ago, my daughter Jill was riding in this. Now she drives this. Look around you. If you see your insurance needs have changed, auto, home, life, or health, see your State Farm agent for a family insurance checkup. The advice is free.
And like a good neighbor,
And the decisions are yours.
Yeah, we're all going surfing here. Nice thought on a cold winter afternoon here in Peoria. Today's Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week brought to you by Coors, the beer with a difference worth tasting. Coors is the one. And by National Car Rental, the official rental agency of our Missouri Valley Game of the Week crew. We enjoy the national attention we get and would recommend National Car Rental to you because you deserve national attention. Second half field goal situation. Both teams off slowly, I would say.
Not exactly lighting it up yet. Bertolini's in, and that may be part of the reason the shooting percentage. He's a great shooter.
Gary Cundiff, Wichita working the ball against that zone defense. Askew down low, an air ball. Radunovic back taps now to Cundiff. Resourceful player is Sasha Radunovic. He's not in position. He'll do what he can to keep the ball alive.
He's improved a tremendous amount. I saw him play earlier in the year against Drake, and he's come a long way down the road since then.
7-point lead for the Bradley Braves. Wichita on the attack. Lou Hill off the back of the rim. Good position by Mike Williams on the rebound. This is Jimmy Les. Les pulls the plug a bit and sets the offense. Shockers back quickly on defense that time. Trevor Trimpe. Backdoor feed, Hawkins.
Well, Wichita State is hanging into this ball game. They're still in single digits, and they're being pretty patient, but they need to be careful that Bradley doesn't have a little burst and put it up to 15, and then it's serious trouble.
Hawkins has 10. Radunovic looking for the shot, doesn't have it. This is Cundiff. Again, the Shockers would like to get it inside. Radunovic out of the corner. It's the 15-footer. 11 points for Sasha Radunovic. 7 points, again the lead for Bradley. Jimmy Les looking for Hawkins. Mike Williams down low, back to the basket on Askew with the turnaround. Williams showing good touch and movement. He didn't move this well last year. He was about 10 pounds heavier.
No, he's become an excellent player, and he's like Les in terms of the NBA. He's going to get a lot longer look than he might have a year ago.
Clinton Normore from the parking lot connects. And again, as you mentioned, Wichita State continues to hang in the game, trailing by 7.
Well, that's the personality of their coach and the personality of their team. They didn't come here to be part of the party. They came here to interrupt it.
Mike Williams down low, swinging loose on John Askew once again. The foul trouble by Santos. He has 4 personal fouls. He's on the bench, really being felt by Wichita State. 11 points now for Mike Williams. Bradley leading by 9. Good ball movement. Askew down low among the trees. Lou Hill in the lane. The 6'5" guard in traffic puts it up off the glass, and we get a foul. Tom O'Neill comes out of the pack and makes the call. Foul being indicated on the play by Jim Les. That's his 3rd personal.
Jimmy has
3 on the make that team foul number 4.
Hill shoots 2.
There's Jimmy Les from Niles, Illinois. Another Chicago area product on this team.
Wes must have gotten him low because Hawkins had him high on the slap, so they had it covered.
Hill connects on his first, and he'll have another. 1 for 1 from the free throw line now for Lou Hill. There's Gene Smithson. Has 5 points. Does Lou Hill. Radunovic the rebound. Sets it back up outside. Cundiff now at the point. Clint Normore. Sasha Radunovic. Making Williams come out a little bit on that baseline.
They knocked that shot down, and that always generates a little respect.
There's Radunovic. Again, they slough over to Radunovic, but he gets the ball. Bradley in the zone defense. Now Sasha again from 15. Over the back went Lou Hill on Len Bertolini, and the foul on Hill. Number 4 on Lou Hill. That is 4 on the team. So the same thing that happened to Drake, foul problems, beginning to creep up on the Shockers.
Bertolini did a good job getting position there. And in basketball, they don't do a tremendous number of things for the defensive player, but when you go over the back, you're going to get the benefit.
Hill and Santos have 4 apiece. Radunovic has 3, and down low, Hawkins on the drive.
There's a voice we haven't heard from for a long time. He's a very effective player. You think that you forget about him out there, and then all of a sudden he does something spectacular like that.
Hersey Hawkins has 12 points, and the Bradley lead has ballooned to 10 points with 11:33 left to be played in the game. We'll be back to Carver Arena after these messages from your local station.
I'm C.L. Strickland, Central Illinois' newest Nissan dealer. Thanks to you, in just 3 months, I've become the volume dealer in Nissan sales. And there's got to be a reason. Well, the reason is inventory. The more we sell, the more we get. We've got 100 on hand and more on the way, and all of them at 7.9 for 48 months. We've sold more Nissans in Springfield, Peoria, Decatur, or Champaign, and we're going to keep right on doing it. So come see us at Strickland Nissan in Bloomington. It's worth the drive from anywhere.
Staying in touch can make a big difference in your world. Saving money can make a big difference in your budget. And getting in touch with TMC can help you do both, because TMC can make a difference in your long distance. Find out how. Get in touch with TMC.
We're TMC long distance. TMC. And we're in touch with you.
Even though I'm just starting my career, it's not...
Valley Conference Game of the Week being brought to you by State Farm. For a good price and great service on all of your family insurance needs, check with a State Farm agent nearest you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Curtis Bailey into the ball game now for Wichita State as the Shockers resume, trailing by 10.
He's made his move. He's brought Santos back in. He doesn't want to have this thing get out of hand. He's got to take the chance even with the 4 fouls.
Boy, Sasha had a shot. He just passed up at the baseline, it looked like. Wichita State working the ball. Now Santos down low, had it blocked from behind. It appeared by Williams, with the foul on Mike Williams. I'm not sure that he just got him with the body, because it looked like a clean block on the ball. Get the up high angle here. Yeah, he got the ball, but he also got him with the body. 4th on Williams, 5th on the team now in the second half.
So we got the centers going 4 and 4. Kind of interesting, they called that foul, and earlier we were talking about the giant collision they had down the other end of the court in the first half, and there's no whistle, so I don't know where you draw the line.
Santos is 4 of 4 at the free throw stripe, starting men. I think I jinxed him. He's now 4 out of 5. That's 12 points this afternoon. Trevor Trimpe back in, replacing Mike Williams in the Bradley lineup. Sold out Carver Arena. This game's been a sellout for about 3 weeks. They've sold out 4 straight games here. And this place holds 10,500. Bailey had the rebound. It wouldn't go. And finally, Greg Jones clears the board. Jimmy Les pushing it up in a hurry.
Bailey may have gotten away with one there a little bit. He seemed to move Trimpe out pretty good.
Bertolini, Hawkins given the open top. He's going to hit that every time if they give it to him.
No, Radanovic has got to come out and contest that shot. You can't give that guy that shot.
Hersey has 14. Wichita State now trailing by 12. Crucial juncture of the game. 10.5 minutes left to go. Wichita State must get back into it now. Curtis Bailey on the feed. Santos in traffic baseline. Beautiful move by Santos. Boy, I tell you something. When you're in traffic like that, that was major league. 14 points for Gus.
That was a great pass, too. He got it right where he had to have it. He was stretching out just over the defense, and then he did the rest of the work from there.
Bertolini trying to thread the needle, and Clint Normore reaching over the back of Hersey Hawkins is called for the foul. Clint Normore picks up just a second personal foul. That's 6 on the team on shooting affair.
Excuse me, Wayne. Normore got the ball, but what he did was he used his right hand and was holding on to Hawkins from the back.
Trevor Trimpe triggering on the inbounds baseline. It gets it into Williams. It's knocked around down there. And finally, Santos picks up off the floor. Wichita trailing by 10 could close to within 8. 10 minutes straight up to go in the game. Shockers on the attack. This is Clint Normore. Gary Cundiff out of the point. Radunovic baseline. Bradley's play. I haven't seen Bradley in a man-to-man much at all today.
I don't think they've used it very often.
Clint Normore over the zone. That's one way to beat a zone.
That was the key for him the other night against Drake when they went into the man-to-man defense. That seemed to get him going, but they haven't needed it today.
6 points for Clint Normore. Bradley leading by 8. Jimmy Les. Trimpe now takes it into the corner. It's Les cutting across the lane. He can't handle the hot pass. Cundiff coming back the other way. Cundiff on the feed, off the glass, and a whirling shot by Clint Normore in heavy traffic. Sensational move by Normore. He's got 8 points.
And he's got 6 of them right here in recent moments.
He has come on to give Wichita a lift. The other night he hit 4 in a row from the field against Illinois State, and here he's starting to shoot the Shockers back into this one. 5:05 left to be played. Bradley leading it by 6. We'll be back after these local messages.
Gary Uftring helps you.
697-461. 697-461.
9:05 left to go. Bradley has cut a 12-point deficit down to 6. There is the foul trouble for Wichita State. Santos and Hill. Bradley with Williams, Powell. Less than a little bit of foul trouble with 3. Bradley basketball. This is Trimpe on the inbound looking for help. Finds it in Greg Jones. Jimmy Les near the midcourt stripe. Cundiff right with him.
This is a pretty good sized trip down for Bradley. If Wichita State can put the stop on him and get back in it.
5-second violation. They did not advance the ball beyond the hash mark. 14 turnovers now for Bradley. Wichita State can climb to within 4. This is Radunovic, number 45 in the corner. Gary Cundiff, there's a second half turnover story. That's why Wichita's back in it. Clint Normore again from the outside. And the Shockers trail by just 4. Normore has 10.
He has got the feeling. He is shooting it very well, and Bradley's going to have to adjust on him.
They're going to have to come out of that zone a little bit, and we've got a whistle coming up. And it's going against Wichita State. Looked like away from the ball.
It may have been a...
Greg Jones, watch it there.
Oh, yeah.
In the key.
Yeah, he used that left arm to...
Third foul on Greg Jones. Wichita State trailing by 4. Could close to within 2. 8:17 left to go. Bailey from the corner. Yes! Wichita State is back to within 2, trailing 50-48.
Well, we've got a ball game now.
With 10 minutes to go, Bradley had the game well in hand, and suddenly Wichita State is back. Jimmy Les now working the basketball for Bradley. Les on the penetration, the feed Bertolini, the off-balance jumper is there. Let Bertolini stop the Wichita streak.
That was a big basket because if Wichita State would have tied it up, would have taken the crowd out. Now the crowd's excited again.
Santos down low off the glass. I'll tell you, the outside shooting by Clint Normore and company has loosened up that zone a little bit. They're able to get it inside more, it looks like, Larry.
That is absolutely the way it always goes. And Wichita State's confidence levels up. You can see it on the defensive end, and they're back in it.
Hawkins tripped up on the play, and the foul coming up against the Wichita State Shockers being indicated on Clint Normore. His third personal foul, 7 on the team now. So heading to the free throw line will be Hersey Hawkins.
Throughout this year, Bradley has not shown the capacity to be a killer team. They won a lot of close games. They don't tend to blow anybody out.
Hawkins misses the free throw. Trimpe got it back. Less from the outside. Hit. Yes, and a foul. Yes, and a count. Cundiff on a hack for Wichita State. It's his second.
Well,
there's Trimpe on the pass. Watch this.
Steps up, takes the shot.
Yep.
When you have a disaster, call the Red Cross, and for Bradley, this is the Red Cross.
Jimmy Less has 13 points here this afternoon. Comes up short of the free throw, and Cundiff gets it back. Bradley leading by 4 now. 7:09 left to go. Bailey, baseline open again. And once again, Curtis Bailey hits from the baseline. He's got 4. Under 7 minutes left to go. Wichita State trailing by just 2. Boy, you've got to admire the tenacity of the Shockers.
Well, they have hung in there. They're getting some outside shooting from Bailey and Normore, and that's why they're back in the game.
This is Clifford Trimpe for Bradley. Glenn Bertolini. Greg Jones at the baseline. Trying to thread the needle to Hawkins in the lane, and he's fouled on the play by Bailey. Hawkins, I think one of the outstanding aspects of Hawkins' game is the way he moves away from the ball, always seemingly slicing through the lane and knifing through the defense to get open and creating something.
The first player in college basketball to bring popularity to the term moving without the basketball was Bill Bradley. And since then, really, if you've taken a look at all the outstanding players that have come down the pike since, they've all had that quality, and certainly Hawkins is a great example of that.
I don't know if politics are in Hawkins' future, but he he certainly is moving well away from the ball. You're right, and does seem to emulate Bill Bradley in that regard. 15 points now for Hawk. Shooting very well from the free throw line. Bradley again leads by 4. 6:38 left to go. Wichita State resumes offensively. Santos wants it down low. Cundiff sees him but can't get it there. Bailey again for the corner. Hits for the 3rd time in a row. Oh, my goodness.
He's getting close to the three-point line out there, Wayne.
3 for 3 from the field. 6 second-half points for Curtis Bailey off the bench. 2-point lead now. Inside, Hawkins is clobbered down low. Clint Normore, I believe, on his back. That is going to be the 4th on Normore, who a few moments ago was busy shooting Wichita back into the game from the outside.
Excellent pass. And you can see there, he got banged pretty good. Trimpe's done a good job. I've been impressed with him today. He's thrown the ball over that zone very, very well, and he's going to be a good ball player. As soon as he gets a little confidence in his jump shooting ability, he's going to be outstanding.
Hawkins 6 of 7 from the line, 16 points, make it 17 points now here this afternoon for Hersey Hawkins. I think Hersey Hawkins is going to be an All-American, no question about that, in the future.
I think he's headed down that path. An interesting point right now, the lineup that Versace has in there includes Bertolini, Les, and Hawkins. That's his free throw shooting team. All of those are 75% or greater free throw shooters, and he wants them handling the ball in the last 6 minutes here, so we'll watch that.
4-point lead once again for Bradley. Wichita State sets it up on offense. Gary Cundiff out front. 6 minutes straight up to go now in the game. Been a good one. Santos is free, across the lane. The jump hook rolls off the side of the rim. Bertolini comes up with the board. Jimmy Les in transition. Here's Hersey Hawkins. Back to Les. Bertolini has the open pop. Yes, and a foul. Yes, and a count. Bailey knocked him down after the shot.
That is his role. He is an excellent perimeter jump shooter. Here comes Les into the usable position. Foul afterwards. Not a good foul.
Second on Bailey. Team is over the limit. Braves have one more foul to give. They have 16 fouls. Bertolini completes a three-point play just like that. Bradley is up by 7. 5:40 left to go. Crucial juncture now for Wichita State. Santos has it batted back outside of Cundiff. Cundiff trying to feed Santos down low. Last touch by Bradley.
Good job by Trimpe. That's what he's got to do. That pass was going into the middle to Santos too easy the last couple times down. And at that time he got in there and batted it away. Good job.
Lou Hill out at the point. Gary Cundiff sets it up now with 5:24 left to go. Wichita State trailing by 7. Hill to Radunovic, baseline over Powell. Powell might have gotten a piece of it, but Radunovic gets it to climb the rim. And we've got a foul away from the ball down low.
They're going to get Trimpe for pushing on Bailey, and that's a good call.
They're going to score that field goal, I believe. Foul being indicated on Trevor Trimpe. Second personal on Trimpe, and now 17 fouls on Bradley. Watch it again. Good concentration by Sasha. Did Powell get a piece of it?
Looks like he maybe did. He shot that on the way down, and you'll see it hit the rim here and hang up there for a sec.
Powell was after the shot, and Bailey missed the 1-and-1 opportunity. Jimmy Les sets it up now for the Bradley Braves, who lead by 5. Donald Powell down low. Trimpe from the outside, deep. Radunovic has the rebound, but lost it in a fight with his own teammate, Cundiff. Hawkins clears the left.
Two Wichita State guys had the ball, and Hawkins just won the dispute.
Good feed from Trimpe inside to Hawkins. Hawk clears to Powell. Powell is upset by Radunovic, and the foul is called. There have been some shots out here on the floor today. Woo! Watch this action. Nice pass.
Great pass.
Woo! Tell you, in the international game, when you commit a foul, the guy sometimes doesn't get up to shoot the free throw.
Well, now see, in the international game, no one would get excited about that. That's just the way the game is played. And here, I think it's a little bit more emotional.
Sasha with 4 personal fouls now, and Powell connects on his first. He's now 2 out of 5 for the free throw stripe. Has 6 points here today.
Well, not a great free throw shooter. It has kind of an odd motion. Seems to kind of wind it up there.
Converts the pair. Tell you something, you know what I'd like to see is free throw percentage by a team in the final 3 or 4 minutes of a game.
Absolutely.
That's where it really counts.
That's when it all comes down.
Lou Hill off the mark for the outside. The rebound, back tap. Bertolini hustling for it. Cundiff gets it back. Here's the feed. Santos. So off that sloppy sequence, Wichita State cashes 2, and they trail by just 5.
Well, at one point we had 4 Bradley players on the deck. I don't know if that's a record or not.
Aren't you glad we weren't doing radio? We would have had to describe all that.
Very glad.
We'd be still finishing the explanation. Here's Hawkins inside. Powell up high. Bradley Braves work the basketball. Trevor Trimpe. There's a good feed inside. The scoop won't go, but Powell is there for the tap. A foul before the shot by Powell. Hersey Hawkins inside. Now watch it again.
Now watch him throw the ball over the zone. He's 6'7", and he sees what's going on very, very well. The foul goes up. Radunovic is gone. That's a significant loss. 2 guys that are not in the game right now that are kind of interest to me. Normore is sitting with 4 fouls, and he was the guy that got Wichita State back into it. Mike Williams not in for Bradley. Kind of interesting.
Grayer, Santos, and Bailey comprise the front line for Wichita State now. 17 points for Hawkins. He's 8 of 9 from the free throw stripe. Hawkins, known for his explosive slams. There's Radunovic on the bench for the rest of the afternoon. Sasha's getting better and better. He's going to be a force, I think, in this league next year, perhaps.
There's no question that Wichita State's going to be able to win with him in the middle.
Bradley leading by 6. Santos rejected by Powell, who explodes once again on the defensive end. Bertolini to left. What a feed to Hawkins.
Well, I think that Coach Stetson will call a timeout right here. There we go.
Wichita State tries to regroup. Standing ovation for the Braves. 3:31 left to go. Bradley by 8. This is the Missouri Valley Basketball Network.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet tonight?
Beowulf, are you Irish?
No. Sipping on a cold Coors Light. Are you right?
No Irish at all.
Who's gonna come and play on a Coors Light St. Patrick's Day?
Come on, you're Irish.
Okay, I'm Irish.
That's funny, you don't look Irish.
No slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
So look for this display with Beowulf. I'm Irish, wherever you buy Coors and Coors Light beer.
Leading the way.
There's a world of difference in TWA. It's the difference between getting you where you're going and leading the way.
Percy Hawkins just 4 points away from 1,000 in his career. He's just a sophomore. Hey, if you follow any of the teams in the Missouri Valley Conference, you'll want to make plans now to attend the MVC Postseason Basketball Tournament March 3rd, 4th, and 5th at the Convention Center Arena in Tulsa. Plenty of good seats still remain for what promises to be one of the most exciting tournaments in Missouri Valley Conference history. You'll see 7 games in all, and the winner of the Valley Tournament will receive an automatic bid to the NCAA Tournament. To receive a ticket application form for the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, simply write MVC Tournament, University of Tulsa, Athletic Ticket Office, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74104, or call area code 918-592-6000, extension 2381.
Big Mike Williams back in the lineup, Wayne.
Playing with 4 personal fouls, right?
That he is.
3:23 to go. Wichita on the attack. Clinton Normore from deep. Bailey skying for the rebound. It's knocked out of bounds, and Tom O'Neill says it will belong to the Wichita State Shockers. Jimmy Les went into the Shocker bench. Jeff Jones, one of the assistant coaches, helping out. 3:14 now left to go. 8-point lead. Bradley Braves. Wichita needs a bucket here bad. And Wichita State has out-rebounded their opponents an average of 5 per game this season. Powell inside takes it away. Jimmy Les in transition, and he'll pull the plug on this fast break.
They'll try to run some clock here. They're not going to be too anxious.
Under 3 minutes left to go in the game. Les looking for Williams, had an opening for a moment. Plenty of time, 25 to go on the shot clock.
I think in future years that the college players will get more and more adjusted to the clock, and they'll learn how to operate. You still see some panic shots in a lot of games.
Powell down low, has it swatted away by Bailey. The save by Clinton Normore to Gary Cundiff. Great play defensively by Bailey. Now Curtis on the other end. He's hit 3 jumpers in the corner. Donald Powell respects him and comes out to guard him defensively.
Crimpy doing a good job fronting Santos in there.
Cundiff over Crimpy. Wichita State now back to within 6. 2:04 left to go in the game.
I think Bradley will still let Cundiff have that shot as opposed to letting the easy pass go into Santos. They'll make him make that.
This is Jimmy Les on Cundiff. Les out front with the ball. The alley-oop to Williams down low. Nicely done. Yes, the count. Score the field goal.
The Red Cross comes through again. Nice lob pass. Perfect. Williams gets it there.
Curtis Bailey picks up the foul.
You're looking at 2 points, possibly 3.
Bailey off the bench has picked up 3 personal fouls, and Williams at the line looking to complete a 3-point play. Both teams shooting well from the free throw line for the most part.
And Bradley's had a lot more opportunities, which I think that Wichita is aggressive, and they were going to give some fouls.
Williams comes up short. Bailey has the rebound. This is Gary Cundiff. Santos down low, muscling for a position. Offensive the call as he elbowed in. And that'll be it for Gus Santos. Minute 37 left to go. And Bradley leading by 8. Gus Santos leads the ball game for Wichita State. Leads with 18 points.
You can see just on that angle.
Watch it here.
Right elbow, bang.
Better look. Yep, there it is.
No bonus for the referee there either. Easy call.
8-point lead for the Bradley Braves. Gus Santos has a seat on the bench. Lou Hill back into the lineup for Wichita State.
It's the first full court pressure we've seen, and with Les in there, it's so difficult to press this team. The only thing you can hope to do is somehow deny him the basketball.
Williams is open. Hawkins off the glass. It won't go, but he was upset by Hill.
Now afterwards, Mike Williams is going to tell everybody that he was trying to.
Yeah.
He was going to go for the assist here.
What's his pass now, Larry?
Great pass. Here we go. Here comes the assist attempt.
Yeah, there it is. Right over the rim. And Hawkins very nearly got it to drop. All right, the foul on Lou Hill is his 5th. He's out of the ball game. I'll tell you what, to give the Shockers credit. They played hard. They played well at times. They fought their way back into the game, made a game of it, but trailing by 8 with 1:25 to go, and some key people out of the lineup now due to fouls. Their chances have diminished.
Going to be very tough, and it's just like Coach Smithson and I visited about last night. They needed to harness Mr. Les. I'll tell you, if I'm Jim Les's PR agent, then the #1 fan is Gene Smithson.
You don't just want to be his PR agent. You want to be his agent when he gets that first or late first or second round pick in the draft, maybe.
Well, we've got a couple of pro scouts here today. I see Will Robinson from the Detroit Pistons down there, so they're taking a look at him.
Hawkins, and it won't go. And the rebound, Curtis Bailey. 1:20 left to go. Gene Smithson wants his team to push it up. Clint Normore has to save, and he does to Cundiff. Cedric Coleman, Wichita needs to get off the shot here. Bailey with the rolling hook shot. It's short. Rebound back tap. Greer gets it back. The rejection by Williams. Hawkins comes out of there. 1 minute left to go now. Jimmy Les is fouled on the play by Gary Cundiff. 1-and-1 opportunity coming up.
Well, we now get into the final minute, which will probably take us about 15 to get done here. I know that's a problem in basketball that I've never found the solution to.
Watch this action down low once again. Wichita working the ball inside. There it is. Blocked by Williams. And again. And then Hawkins comes away with it.
Double rejection slip.
Les completes his first. He's got a routine at the foul line.
Likes to apparently get the moisture off his hands by rubbing them on his socks before he shoots the free throw.
Free throw shooting team is in now for Bradley. Powell leaves. Bertolini comes in. So they've got Hawkins, Les, and Bertolini. And in the final minute of the game, those guys will be the only people that will really handle the ball for Bradley for the most part. Cundiff from the outside for Wichita State. Rebound back tap by Coleman. Williams had it anyway, but Coleman went over the back of Trevor Trimpe, who's had a rough and tumble type afternoon. And Cedric Coleman is hit with a foul. Second personal foul now for Cedric Coleman. 50 seconds left to go. Gene Smithson, been a tough afternoon for him.
Tough day in the trenches for Gene, but we've said it before. He doesn't need any endorsement from us. He's won 2 of the last 3 games that he's played here in Carver Arena. Doesn't look particularly good for him today, but...
Standing ovation for Jimmy Les, who leaves the ball game. What an outstanding college player. They really appreciate his efforts here in basketball crazy Peoria. Trimpe misses on the free throw. Wichita quickly in transition. Clint Normore is short. Trimpe comes up with it. Trevor Trimpe has the ball batted by Greer. That's Coleman. Timeout called by Wichita State. 37 seconds left to be played.